So apparently Argos Panoptes is going to come into the game in one way or another, but unlike a lot of new gods, he's actually going to be a part of Hera's kit rather than being his own standalone character, if data mining is going to be correct. Thanks for letting me know, by the way. Argos Panoptes, or Argos, was a giant in Greek mythology with 100 eyes. His father was Arestor, and Panoptes was an epithet meaning all-seeing, or the all-seeing one. He served Hera, completing many tasks for her, like slaying the wife of Typhon, Echidna, the mother of all monsters, who had given birth to several dangerous creatures. Besides that, she herself was a dangerous beast, and Hera recognized the threat that she presented. Thanks to her parents, Echidna couldn't age or die of natural causes, and would consume or end the lives of any unfortunate travelers that strayed too close to her. So Argos snuck into her lair as she slept and took care of her, shall we say. But this was a secondary task that the giant was given. His primary task was the guarding of a particular cow. A princess of Argos caught the attention of Zeus, and to hide his relationship from Io, Zeus created a thick sea of clouds that covered the entire earth in the sky. Naturally, Hera grew suspicious and investigated personally, removing the clouds as she did so. Zeus acted quickly and transformed Io from a beautiful princess into a cow. When Hera found them, she requested the animal as a gift, and because this was such a reasonable request, Zeus really had no choice but to comply, otherwise Hera would know what was up. All of this was part of Hera's trap, of course, and she had no real interest in the cow itself, but simply just didn't trust Zeus. She then arranged for Argos to keep watch over the cow. Not only was he a giant and physically imposing, but he was also fiercely loyal to Hera, and he always kept at least some of his eyes open. So even whilst some of his eyes rested whilst he was on duty, he was always watching the cow. And as you might imagine, Zeus really did miss Io for one reason or another, and ordered Hermes to collect her. The messenger, disguised as a shepherd, disarmed Argos with many stories and powerful lullabies. This took a while, but the giant eventually did fall asleep, and Hermes slew him as he slept. Sort of similar to Ymir. After his death, to honor Argos, she placed his eyes on the tail of her sacred bird, the peacock. Hera then ordered the greatest gladfly that she could summon, the mother of all gladflies, to sting Io. And yes, Io was still a cow at this point. Argus' ghost was also fairly persistent and chased Io as well, and she moved to near insanity because of all of this. But thanks to this, she also traveled the world for years. She's eventually changed back into a human when she reaches the Nile or some other place, and Zeus is there to transform her back into her human appearance. She later then gives birth to a son whose name means touch. And that's more or less all I have as far as mythology is concerned on Argos. Pretty interesting god, but let me know, would you have preferred Argos to have his own standalone kit in-game rather than being a copy? Rather than being a part of Hera's kit? I think either way, it's a pretty interesting way to include as many gods as possible, or many mythological figures as possible. Whether it keeps everyone happy, I'm not sure, but at least they'd be in the game. It's better than not being in the game. If you want to find out more about Hera specifically, I've made a dedicated lore video for her, an interesting versus video between her and Pele, and a video defending some of her more questionable actions. So you can find those in a card that I'll set up, and I hope that you enjoyed the video, or at the very least learned something new. If you did, go ahead and leave a like, and if you want to see more mythology, lore, and gaming content like this, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. But until the next video, have a very good day. I have been Prime, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.